I think the delineation that needs to be made is there is an objective measure for healthy. There is a subjective measure for beauty.
The index is, I've heard it being racist. I've heard it.
Cosmopolitan magazine is specifically trying to market health as an aesthetic attribute.
I just don't agree with the normalizing and conditioning the population to accept that this is healthy when in fact we know it's not.
Right? But then they place blame, but they can't lose weight because marketing is too good. Do we want a little quirky something, or just a?
I already got all the quirkiness now.
You got it out?
The quirkiness that we have right now. You saying just?
Yeah, like.
I don't know. This is kind of like warming up all over again because we haven't done them in like 3 weeks.
It's been too long.
Yeah,
I think.
So, and welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Candor. I'm Brian.
I'm Park.
And we're here today, part 2 of, the beautiful overweight series, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a continuation of the previous podcast on, what people define as beautiful and what is healthy, right? And coincidentally, Cosmopolitan a couple days ago just released about 11 covers or 11 covers of an issue with different women that are a little bit heavier than they would be, in my opinion, classified as obese. Some of them, and if we're going by scientific means.
Yeah, I think, when you talk about increased risk of heart disease and cholesterol and all the things that come with being overweight or obese, I think some of these women absolutely fall in that category. Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback on the previous episode, and we were talking about healthy, or what is health, and, what is appropriate and what we think should be conveyed. And it was just totally our opinion. This Cosmopolitan issue, actually, on the cover, for the people who aren't looking at it, it says this is healthy, and it has some heavy people on it.
Yeah.
And I know there's a message here, but we do want to address a couple issues about this issue, this magazine issue, what we feel is kind of wrong about it too.
I think the delineation that needs to be made is there is an objective measure for healthy. There is a subjective measure for beauty. Mm-hmm. So when somebody says this is healthy, I think it's a little bit irresponsible to put something who is objective, or someone who is objectively unhealthy, on the cover, to sort of like that juxtaposition. It's a very difficult thing for for me to understand. But to say this is beautiful is one thing. To say this is healthy is another. So you're talking about aesthetically pleasing, and then you're talking about a healthy, fulfilled, a life in which you are able to move under your own power, mm-hmm. and all those other things. So I think it's irresponsible of Cosmopolitan to say that this is healthy. I don't think it would be irresponsible to say this is beautiful, because if that is your opinion, then there's. My therapist told me, like, your feelings are never wrong.
Yeah.
So if you feel like that's, I don't know, man. It's a very difficult topic, because I definitely want to. Healthy does come in all shapes and sizes. Well, not all shapes and sizes, but different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
But there are shapes and sizes that are that are just unhealthy. You're putting extra stress on bones and joints and ligaments and tendons, and it's like a female 5'6" frame is not meant to carry 250 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. So you're just wearing yourself down, right?
I guess my only point of contention with this is I am in agreement with Parker that it would be acceptable to say this is beautiful. I don't agree with the healthy part. And I am strictly going by the actual scientific guidelines of the 30% BMI, the 40% BMI. I know there's a lot of stuff out there on the network on YouTube that ranging from the BMI is a BMI not index, but
yeah, the I in BMI is index, body mass index.
Yeah. The index is, I've heard it being racist. I've heard it being scientifically inaccurate because if you just go through the charts, it doesn't take into account body mass due to muscle, right? If you're just doing measurements.
Well, I think so. Maybe I do know that the dunk or the plunge used to be the most accurate measure of BMI. Now they have these machines that they grab onto you and they send. Or you grab onto them, it's electrodes, and however quick that does account for, because the reason that's those pulses move slower through different body mediums, so it does take into consideration the water and fat and muscle mass and that sort of thing. But I think the racist piece or the sexist piece of like it is a process, right? Like if you have an issue with a procedure being racist, then it's the person that is enacting that process, right? There are no processes that go unactioned that are racist or sexist. That is ridiculous. That is imposing, feelings or malice onto an inanimate object.
Right. Based on the index of 30 to 40%, it's not healthy and it's not good for their frames, as you said, and for Cosmopolitan to say this is healthy is misleading, because there are a lot of people who do read things like this and they're easily swayed, right? We all know this.
Well, that is the number one objective for putting these publications out, is to influence.
And when you start normalizing, I guess, behavior or stuff such as this, you make it okay just because you want to feel good about yourself. That's the wrong way of doing things. I know we're in that sensitive age now, post Me Too, post woke, post BLM, post everything, right? Everybody's hypersensitive. So that's what kind of started the show in the first place, to kind of talk about the blind spots and hypersensitivity of everything. But I think after all these movements go forth and maybe you get all the information out there, there has to be a point where we just say, that's enough. We need to come back to reality and maybe reassess, like, maybe some of that stuff's good, but let's get back on point, like the health thing, right? The 80s health craze was not a bad thing. But some bad things came out as a result of it. And I'm not talking about leotards, yeah, stuff like that. But people were healthier, and they were just doing a bunch of weird things, and it's not even.
Were they healthier? I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the statistics.
So I'm basing it off of just my personal experience, right, living in the 80s and growing up, and there wasn't a lot of heavy people as I grew up. I'm not saying that they didn't exist, but we know through statistics that the United States, right? Well, what was it we didn't come up with? We read last time is 70%. Was it 70% of Americans are obese now, classified as obese?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up, but
or it's 40. I think it was 42.2% or something like that.
Hey, Jamie, can you look that up for me?
Yeah. You need Jamie. I just don't agree with the normalizing and conditioning the population to accept that this is healthy when in fact we know it's not. That's it.
What is it the government? Is that government water you're drinking? Or is it, I don't know. I just think it's a very easy thing. Fitness and health is a very easy thing to get a hold of personally and own it.
I mean, are Americans so in need to feel good about themselves that we're actually lowering our standards now?
Yes. 100%. And I don't know that it's that I think it started with the push to not offend anybody.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen is we need to do things that are so gentle, or we need to make sure that if they're not gentle, we cover all of our bases, and that's impossible. Like just the idea of thinking about doing that is overwhelming. I think we need to take responsibility for ourselves and our own health. If you're not healthy, then say you're not healthy and be okay with that, or say that you are healthy and maintain that course. Right? There's nothing wrong with you being beautiful and unhealthy.
Yeah.
As long as you're good with it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to learn something and tell yourself secrets.
Yeah. Agreed. So that being said,
I got a question.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about health, and this also ties into the beauty inclusion with healthy. How many of these women smoke? We have no idea.
No, but I'm sure.
But that also just kind of reinforces my idea that like Cosmopolitan magazine is specifically trying to market health as an aesthetic attribute. That is fucked up. The more I have, like, as you and I have talked about that, or today, like, the more worked up I'm getting at the irresponsibility of this magazine to do something like this.
I get it. I understand. They're trying to say, love yourself, but don't fucking put bullshit on the cover that's saying this is healthy.
So I think there's a lot of people out there that will look at themselves in the mirror and say to themselves that what they see is unhealthy, right? But they're taking that within the context of what they eat and if they smoke and how much they exercise and all of the all the other things that they know about themselves, and they know it's wrong, right? But then they place blame. They want to lose weight, but they can't lose weight because marketing is too good.
So I think we're wrapping up this topic for a bit. I know we did 2 episodes on it, and
we'll come back to it. There's a thematic, kind of spirit within this that a lot of other little fingers branch off, and we can talk about other things. But it just comes down to being honest with yourself and taking responsibility for your actions. And if you're fat and unhealthy and you're cool with it, hey man, I mean, we can talk about the economic burden, or we can talk about the burden on the healthcare system. But I'm here to say that if you find a way to love yourself, then love yourself, man.
Yeah.
If you don't love yourself, and stop blaming other things, people, or processes that aren't keeping you from it, like you are keeping you from it.
Agreed.
Thanks for listening this long.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Please
ring the little dingling bell so you get notified every time we
the little dingling bell. Play in the comments below, even candid feedback. If you hate it, you don't like it, it's all welcome. We're still trying to grow with this channel, and any feedback is appreciated. Until next time,
keep it unfiltered.